board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel. We're going to side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country. Of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of a CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action done fairly and without politics?
Law is not the government, it's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. Is that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
What will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink. You could find him bouncing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that a democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. When benching from people on the bench of the Supreme Court. They got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we have always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That will be his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they can. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, there's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
To make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under Ford's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were re-scanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. That substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon, people. Thank you so very kindly that you join us. Real Talk, Kings 88.5, Thursday, July 30th, 2026. The reign of Judah Christopher Nebuchadnezzar. Another day, another time, people. Yes, good day. But ahead, you know, mystery culture, the culture filled with misnomer, oxymoron, just everything, contradictions, and it's all over. I'm Sam Andrews, as always, Sam Andrews. Grateful we are to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, the God who keeps watch over everybody, the God who judges the earth, the God whose justice, vengeance, don't necessarily, for nowhere it said it will be in heaven, but on earth. He exact vengeance, he judges right on earth. If you are good, you are safe. If you are a despot, wicked ruler, you will experience God's wrath. That's why he gave ample time to all of the despot, the tyrant, the dictator, and on, and the days they find themselves to change, to stop suffocating the people, that the more the people groan in their hearts, the more they cry, the more they weep, the more they just can understand what was unfolding, the more God's anger rose and he exact vengeance. Well, if you don't believe it, go and ask Nebuchadnezzar. It's another day. We thank the God for keeping watch over us. Another day, another time, another opportunity. So thank you too for coming on, people. We appreciate you. We are inspired as always by your presence. You're so good, so massive, so extraordinary. Let's bring few of you on, and then we get to what we've got on our plate today, that which you're already aware. ACN Menzel, Grand Kidman County, Musa A. Sharif, Congo Town, Vamuya Fofana, Johnsonville, Shango Colley, Maryland County, Harport City, New Crew Town, Mame Jackson, D Pine, that's Dupin, Italy, Fiorentina, Emmanuel Ellis Jr., Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, Stephen Fowler Jr., Gatnersville Chicken Soup Factory, Princess L. Peters, Gunter, Nimba County, Augustine Munza, Adolphus Moore, Mangibi County, Philip Tucker, Dallas, Texas, USA, Nelson Summer, Freeport, Morovia, Stanley Bozo, Congress City, Conway Weeder, Mangibi County, Emmanuel Brough, Minnesota, USA, Boyman Kiadi, Hotel Africa, Virginia, Paris Loba, New Jersey, USA, Stephen Sla, Minnesota, USA, Rita Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, USA, Lady C56, Charlesville, Mangibi County, my dear sister Orita Son of Choir, welcome, and Jumon Colley, Jukon Tiche, your business center, Johnson Street, Morovia, the chairman himself, Romarico Kenneth Ball Latupan, chairman for life, the one and only chairman, the Melting Pot chairman, the Common Citizen chairman. All of you people, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's another day in this mystery dictatorial culture under the Unity Party government. So let's get out of Liberia briefly. Let's see what we've got. Then we get to what is unfolding here. As much as we are faced with the issues here, you also want to know what is unfolding out of Liberia. Then we are out. So let's start with this one, then we end with FIFA. They have splashed out huge amount. A UK councillor has been charged over an alleged social media post about Nigerians that authorities described as grossly offensive. Glenn Gibbons, a councillor representing Reform UK in Sutherland, was charged under the Communications Act 2003 following an investigation into a 2024 post that allegedly suggested Nigerians should be melted down and used to fill potholes. Reform UK is widely considered a right-wing populist party. The Crown Prosecution Service authorized the case, and Gibbons is due to appear in court in August. He was elected during the local elections in May 2026, but was suspended by the party over post and reinstated in June after apologizing and receiving a formal written warning from the Reform UK. Prominent Ugandan opposition figure, Dr. Kizza Besigye, has been admitted to an intensive care unit after collapsing during a The 70-year-old politician is on trial for treason and has been in custody since November 2024. According to his wife, he was transferred to a hospital in Kampala where concerns have been raised again about his health. This is the third time he has been hospitalized since his detention. His wife has repeatedly criticized his detention conditions, describing them as inhumane and alleging a plot to kill him. President Yoweri Museveni's government has imposed a widening crackdown on opposition figures, lawyers, and independent media in recent months. And Europe's football governing body, UEFA, is considering a boycott of future FIFA competitions, including the World Cup, over a proposed 20 billion FIFA commercial restructuring plan involving outside investors. The proposal will see FIFA create a new entity to manage the commercial side of major tournaments, including the World Cup, while selling a minority stake to investors. FIFA says the move will unlock billions of dollars for football, increase funding for member associations. However, UEFA has strongly opposed the idea, arguing that private investment interests should not influence football governance and future. Relations between the two governing bodies have deteriorated, especially after Trump's U.S. President 2026 World Cup intervention, which saw an American player red card suspension lifted against Belgium. Those are some of the events unfolding out of Liberia. Let's get to what we've got on our plate. Leadership calls for leading by example. When you excel in life, you can do those things, or you can live the life that you were living prior to your ascendancy. Once you have claimed that social ladder, you can be the same person that you were. Automatically, that life is of you. Moreover, you are serving as a role model to your generation. Every minister or every public figure serves their generation. Every public figure serves their generation. Let me give you an example. President Joseph Boakai is serving his generation. How? 99.9% of the people in his government are people of his age. Or maybe you say that figure is staggering. So let's bring it down. 75% or 60% of his people, they are of his age, around his age, approaching his age. So he's serving that generation. His appointment, majority of his appointment, people in 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. He's serving his generation. Look at Miata Famule. Look at James Romoya, who is head of the Small Arms Commission. And look at the other people around. Apart from Gafwan, Amos Tuel, Mo Ali, Nito Lai, all of those people who are below the 6 states. I'm talking about from 60 upward. So the president is serving his generation. Every person serves their generation. That is why, if you have not understood that, or you only understand it from the point you understand it, well, that's not a problem. That goes, I'm okay with that. But which you hear people say that when you excel to this position, now you can be this, you can do that, you are this person, the office you serve in, people look up to you. Isn't that true? It is. Because you are serving that generation. Here's another example. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Cornelia Krah, manages a sector predominantly young people. So it is referred to as the portfolio Ministry of Youth. And then you have the activities called the sport. But her target, her congregation, her audience, young people. That is why when what did they say? When some people raise objections to her appointment or nomination by the president, that she is a youth and she will get along well with the youth. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to give young people chance, and on and on. And they were right as per their reasoning. But they were not looking at the other side, which is the responsibility. You can be anything yourself as you want to be or you think you ought to be. Yesterday, they were critical. Reference the past because you cannot correct the future without the past. Yesterday, they were criticizing everything. They were condemning every dress code. They were showcasing dress codes on. And let me inject this before I forget. The Liberian journalist called Orito Bondo, a member of the Press Union of Liberia. We'll get to that. She did something awful, which was not right. Yesterday, most of the journalists that Unity Party using today, even though they are causing some of them because they're not dancing to the gallery again, they were highlighting things of the CDC government. They were working on the ground. They were pretending like they were supportive of the government, supportive of the government's policy, supportive of ground. They were showcasing some things. They were saying and writing some things which they should not have done. Fast forward, the CDC government is out of power. Their Kisi man, because she is a Kisi journalist from Lofa County, so they have this chat room. We have our chat room called PUL chat room, or react about Unity Party government officials. They will come criticizing, and then they will put on, or they will come up with this something to take you from the chat room. So you see why most of the people are turning their back on the Press Union of Liberia. And I'm not blaming the president, because you have all kinds of small children all over the place who are irresponsible, have no good orientation whatsoever. Chat room is for the chat room. Most of the chat room now, they are not controlled. They are not controlled. You open chat room, less than no time, you see everybody, Zogos and all in a chat room. People have the right to express their opinion. You can get there when you were not blocking people yesterday because it was George Weah. You want to block people today because they're your Kisi father, Joseph Yema Boaka. But hold on, madam. We communicated that with the Press Union already, the Press Union of Liberia. Well, just to let you know that it is wrong. You can do that. Respect people's opinion. You don't go around blocking people. Yes, sir. So back to the first pointer. The Minister of Youth and Sports is not a girl. It's not a girl. You people have to learn certain standards. Nobody can look at Cornelia Cry, age 30, 36. By every standard of age, she's still in her prime. But given her portfolio, you cannot refer to her as a girl. And she cannot present herself as a girl. She is a woman by her life, her existence. She is also a woman by her portfolio. So she's never referred to as a girl, despite her youthful age or young age, 36. Moreover, every responsibility or every portfolio, as we said initially, comes with a change in attitude. You cannot be what you were. And that is why Unity Party people yesterday were checkmating everything off their colleagues. Yesterday, they said it was ethically wrong for the president to dance. They said the president was dancing. The president was making music. The president was dancing booga dance. Come to think of it, the president was well dressed. Here is Unity Party minister. At least George Weah in his booga dancing, he wasn't half naked. Imagine George Weah was only singing. He was dancing using his extrovert nature. They had problem with it. But thank God they did not say he was half naked. Here they are, the minister of the minister of youth and sports, the woman who is responsible. All over they say, oh, the children dressing half naked. Oh, our society this, our society that. Everybody sees, everybody knows, down to the ethicists, the moralists, the pastors, everybody, they see it, but it doesn't make any sense to them. How can a minister go in the public and be half naked? And you call it a serious government, a serious position? What can you tell? What can she tell the young people, her peers, if they opt to dress the way they do? Oh God, the internet ready again. Can you understand? Yes. I want you people to see this, just talking about it and not allowing you to see it's not that evidential. All right. So you see, look at President Joseph Yeman Boakai, Minister of Youth. Tell me, what's the moral lesson from this? What can you, a lady, a supporter, a female supporter of Unity Party, tell a girl on the other side who comes up half naked? What can you tell that girl, a Unity Party supporter? What can you tell a girl who dresses and her stomach showing, her short trouser, you get only between your clothes? What can you tell her? You people all over the place chastising other ladies that their parents are not taking care of them. They are loose. The girls just loose all over the place. These are some of the expressions that we hear you use. But here is a full-grown youth. Mentally, she is exposed. Mentally, she's full-grown. She's of age. She got quality education, which means she's not tabula rasa any longer, means not a blank mind. She got a BSc. She got a law degree. All of those disciplines that she went through brought out ethical standard, ethics and etiquette. It brought out how you conduct yourself. Even a social gathering leads to talk about a political office and others. What can she tell the young people that she's presiding over? Or a lady, a girl who goes completely, practically half naked in a gathering, and she's there. Can she look at that lady and say, this is wrong? You can't dress this way? The girl will turn and look in her face and say, you, the Minister of Information, look how you can dress. Leaders lead by example. Not example, rather, leaders lead by difference. The difference is what you condemn, what you criticize, or you will not see it, but they will see something new. That's what it meant, the expression leading by difference. But if you condemn yesterday, and what you condemn yesterday, you come and do the same, then you are not leading by difference. You are only following the normal pattern. And guess what? Her supporters go on flattering her, because I consider that flattering. They can look at her and say it's wrong, but they are justifying that it is her life. It does not mean anything. So who now has the moral ground to tell any young girl how she ought to dress, how she ought to present herself, when the woman who is managing them, the woman who is watching over them, the woman herself appears practically naked or half naked, a government official? These women, yesterday, what were they saying? That it was wrong. They are bringing woman who into disrepute. Today, they can use that expression. They dare say, they dare criticize this woman because Unity Party people will go for them. Their own people will go for them. Look at a Unity Party minister. Look at her. Look at a Unity Party minister. Youth exposed youth minister. Look at a Unity Party. That's what God said before you criticize. You must firstly check. If you think speck is in your brother's eye, you consider him unethical, immoral, and that you ought to address his immorality and his unethical behavior, you have to check yourself first. You have to avoid fault finding. You can be like the Pharisees. They will hide their own faults and then bring out their colleagues' own. Look at youth and sports minister. Tell me, what face do they have? Look at youth and sports. Nobody say you must wear gown like the women in the days of old, or like some of the people that we see here, their face cover, their everything cover, just like they're going on a war front. But you want to appear in a modest manner, which does not take away anything from you. Socialization is not the dress code that you put on. Socialization is the act that you exhibit. When you go practically naked, it doesn't say that you are social. It only presents to the people that you got a bad orientation, that you weren't brought up good, and that's what you're exhibiting. Whatever you see people exhibit outside, that's their orientation. That's how people take you to be. And once that gets in society, psyche, or mind, it can be removed. It can be removed. Look at the minister. Look at President Joseph Boakai, Minister of Youth. Look at, you see that. Sorry if I've been very rude, but that's what she presents. You can see honor her. Yeah. Look at it. But her people praising her. Her people praising her. That's the wicked part of human nature. They know it is wrong. But because she is in our camp, no one should criticize her. There's nothing wrong with it, rather, it is good. Sycophancy, hypocrisy. The bad people have left now. You consider the CDC people as bad people. as immoral, unethical people. They have left. You people are in charge of society. What kind of example that you're presenting to the society? What kind of difference? How you people are bringing up or teaching young people when the minister of youth goes into the public half naked and they say nothing wrong with it? You can never tell those young girls who dress the way they want to dress that it is wrong. And I'm not encouraging them to dress half naked in the street. But if they find it necessary to do, they ought to do, because no one has a moral ground to correct anybody when the people themselves are not leading by example. Not leading by example. It's not just gathering people. And you say, oh, the youth and sport minister, the woman did well. I can't call her girl because of her portfolio. That would be too foolhardy or demeaning on my part to refer to her as girl. She's not a girl, even though by age she's young, but her portfolio now, she is a woman. You can appear that way before the young people. And I can, I can tell you how many of the young people over there, some of them were just looking at her and say, that the minister of information, that the minister of youth and sport here. So what the woman here will tell her now. They say we can dress all kind of way. They say, oh, we can wear short trousers, our private part insurance, but look at the minister. And some of them started saying it over there. So what is the difference of the office now she occupies? Before you criticize, always think that what I'm criticizing, condemning, will I ever do it? Even if I don't find it necessary to do, wouldn't I be tempted? So let me be careful. Look at youth and sports minister. Look at your youth and sports. I see y'all, man. Girls, y'all can dress any way y'all want to dress. It's up to y'all. It's up to y'all. The minister of youth and youth, your youth minister, forget it. That's why you see what the people doing with her now. All her past photos, where they bringing everything out, everything. And if you're a sound country, she resigned. But we overlook things then in this country. That's why most of the ministers there, or people who are appointed into public space, they don't really leave a legacy that people can strive on. All right. That will be doing it for that. Let's get to the drug issue or the cocaine. I want you to go back. I got it, but I could only listen. It's because my personal system, the computer, is down. So there wasn't any way to extract that portion from Face the Issues. I wanted you to listen. Since I couldn't get it, listen carefully. I think it was last week or week before the last. Teacher Light came on the show and talking about the normal, or what has become a normal in Liberia now, the cocaine. He said the government has everything. It's left to the government. The government can close the case. The government can run with it. The government can do whatever they want to do. I'm just trying to paraphrase. I can't be exact because I couldn't get it. I wanted to bring it and play that part so you that what Teacher Light said, that the only means by which the government or the cocaine case will not be closed when the people muster the courage and come out, keep the pressure on the government. But as much as there is definite silence and no pressure on the government can close the case at any time, do anything you want to do, and that's it. Nobody can do anything. That reasoning from Teacher Life came to reality today. Beyond today, it finished. Nothing you hear. They burn it. They claim to have gone to the court. And the court, they said that the court gave them instruction to burn it. They went through all of the legal processes, everything. So they went to burn. When I saw that today, my mind went to that presentation, what Teacher Light said, and say, that's it. It's over. It's over. Finish. It's over. If anybody would think that the case is stay on, is going to pursue, that is a blatant lie. It's done. It finished. I believe what Teacher Light said that night. I was going home listening to the lecture. That the only people that can keep this drug thing, keeping the pressure on the government, keeping it alive, the people. He said if the people choose to get out, the government can do nothing. If the people choose to get out, the government can do nothing. Meaning, what happened today, they will not do it. And I believe that 100%. The case closed. It finished. No cocaine better again. They're bringing something else. That's why everybody will be on now. It finished. Look how they ranted all over the place today. Presenting it like, yeah. It over. It finished. Let me tell you, we play our part. As media institution, as radio station, not for any political recognition or gain, but from a national responsibility. We are citizens. Anything that affects this country, it affects every one of us. Our position, people will understand it to mean, oh, opposition, opposition, opposition. Our position has always been the country. We go for the issues, we analyze the issues. We play our part. From an advocacy standpoint, we can do more than that. We can go in the street and organize protests and tell people, you come outside there. Our responsibility is to sit right here, go after the issues, analyze the issues, go deep into the issues, do deep dive, raise, bring the people on who are responsible, checkmate them to the core. That's our responsibility. We can stage protest. You have never seen journalists stage protest, political protest in the world. But the protest by advocacy, exposure, educating, holding politicians, public officials, whoever feed to the fire, bringing them to the public limelight, exposing them on what they do. It's done. It's over. It's over. Now, please, listen to the police IG. He said, this, I consider it a shenanigan, just a rant, a cover up. Government officials are involved, former officials. But before then, when this thing came out, after my mind ran to that presentation, I got it, but no way to extract that identical part. So I turned to the expert, the repository of knowledge, I asked a simple question. That is it a standard practice? I got on the internet and asked, is it a standard practice? Is it a standard practice that when a confiscated or seized cocaine with an ongoing investigation be burned, or simply put, can it be burned? Can it be destroyed? That's the question I asked. Yeah, what they provided me. Please listen. Let me read it word from word for word. If you go there, you ask the question they were asked, they will give you the same thing. The first response was no. That's the first response. No. 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 That's the first thing. That you can. That first question, response. They said no. No. Big N-O. The N-O is in capital letter. It's in capital letter. They said no. N-O. No. You destroy it. Listen, you can go to court. What the court was used. That's the evidence right there. And they explain all. There you go. All. So with the burning eye, nothing there. Nothing, it finished. It over. It is over. Over. Done. Every other thing that you'll be hearing now. Then here's another one that the police director came with. He said, this whole cocaine wahala, he said at the media. He put it on the media. He said, the cartel, the people who running the drugs, they used the journalists in Liberia, media institutions, to inflame this thing, meaning the way it was going. He said the cartel gave media institutions money. Again, a police director. Yeah, listen to a police director. You're about to hear the man. The man said that the media in Liberia flamed this thing. They're the one kept it the way it been for those weeks and months. But the same police director, he confirmed cocaine. Then he said the cartel gave media institutions money in Liberia, certain media institutions. Yeah, let's listen to the man. Imagine that a police director, the man started bragging, screaming. It done, oh. It done.
Because the investigation is ongoing and compromising. Many institutions will definitely do the same, but trust me, every last one of you here has got a heart in your chest beating. Those who are involved, they know themselves. They know themselves.
That the media institutions is referring to an individual journalism, meaning those media institutions and individual journalists, radio stations, individual journalists, online platform, newspapers, they have been taking money from the cartel. That's why he's saying they know themselves. They know. Imagine.
Now you are talking to the people who are taking it. A lot of information out because the investigation is ongoing and compromising. Many institutions will definitely do the same, but trust me, every last one of you here has got a heart in your chest beating. Those who are involved, they know themselves. They know themselves. If that are you are talking to, the people who taking it, they know themselves. And they're listening right now. No, they're listening. They know themselves. Stop. You're not helping the people. You're destroying this country equally. Equally. The disinformation just to throw off this investigation. So what do you want? You're crying that the government not doing enough to deal with the drug situation. This must happen, this must happen. At the same time, you have a material motive. It is sad. Let's be honest. Let's be true to ourselves. We play our part. For me, I can cost me from now to January. I can't even hear. Yeah. Anything you want to say, you can go ahead and say. My conscience is very clear.
So, what are the media institutions, radio stations, individual journalists, online platforms, newspapers that are in direct contact, because that's what he said, in direct contact with the cartel, the drug cartel, receiving money? He come and say, listen to a police director say it will undermine the investigation, it will be too premature. So he can name, that's the reason why he can name, but they know themselves. What are you faking for? What are you acting?
A lot of information out because the investigation is ongoing and compromising.
Yeah, he said because the investigation is ongoing, it will compromise it. So he's withholding the names of those media institutions, individual journalists, and the rest. Chief, that is a blatant lie. Was it the journalists, was it the media, rather, that came out with this thing? Listen, the government failed. The people that failed got F. Nothing. They just doing all kind of things now, shamefaced, shifting blame here and there. Was it the media that announced interception, seizure, arrest? Did the media know anything? It was the very government that brought it out. It wasn't the government. It wasn't the media. It was the government. And they thought that they were doing something, only to realize they entrapped themselves. And the public got hold of it, asking the questions, and the hard questions. And the government got embarrassed. What are you faking for? Be true to the people. It's all because the president's son now, it reached to a place that it became clear that the president's son is involved. The president's son himself confirmed. The photo, the video that they say, oh, AI, the president's son say, that real video. That not AI. The president's son admitted receiving a text message, but he said he brushed the text message aside. Then he replied. If the message was fake, why did you reply? Or if you know the people, why did you reply that? Because they realized that it's going to the serious point that, and moreover, they have to release those people because those people are Colombian drug dealers. They are afraid that Liberia now, with people talking here and there, is going to affect Liberia, is going to do this, is going to do that. Drug people don't just forget. They'll point all the kind of stuff, say, no, let's move with something quick. To kill this whole thing, let's go and burn the thing. Why did you come out arresting people and say you may arrest? You arrest this person, you arrest all the kind of stuff. Because what kind of case you going through now? What are you going to say? You go to the court. You expect the judge to say, no, you don't burn it? When you get a gun, you get a prison, you can do anything to judge? You think the judge too bad? When the judge too has life, he has his family, the judge will grant you. You have for 50, the judge will give you 200. The government created a situation now that all the judges, majority of the judges and the lawyers now they are afraid. So anything, Pam, a majority of the judges and lawyers too, they are Unity Party people. So when the government wants something, Pam, it happens in a twinkling of an eye. You burn the drug, no investigation, nothing, no, or the probe stay on, then you hasten to go burn. Some of the people say, oh, it will change nothing. I like the debate between former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor and Sam Gay. Former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor says it's wrong. You cannot have the trial ongoing. You took people to court. Recently, you indicted 12. Apart from the 19.2 million, where you have First King under your custody or in your custody, you have not finished with that one. Whether that one burn. You say you burn the drugs. The former vice president said, but it can't happen like that. You move ahead still to burn the drugs. Then Sam Gay came by and said, oh, come on, man. Come on, Madam VP. That thing you talking there, when you're for A, we're moving to burn the drugs. Anything you want to do, that your business. We've done with it. We're finished. I'm just saying it in a way, the right I went. That we're done with that thing, man. You're going, you're joining your other people, your media people, and you'll be making noise now, finished. So the VP came back again. She said, Honorable Gay, government must be more transparent. If this has been done, it was. If this has been done, it was done under the cloud of darkness. The issue of the large quantity of drugs on our shores concern all of us. It is still being done with a lack of transparency. If what I say is true, please issue the reports and the court document. If you say you went to court, you sought everything, you display the document. But nothing of such. Then they say they find 7,000 US. 7,000. The seizure. 7,000. It don't know. Then he went to the government. He said current and former government officials, they are involved and they are the ones responsible. What kind of police director? You blaming media. Then you blame government officials. That now you blaming government officials when the media was talking about government officials here and their big names in it. You people were dismissing it all over the place. You want me to believe now that you believe big hands are in it? That's not true, Chief. We know that you're done with yesterday.
Sanction are still factors at very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia.
Amen.
Identify key players. This thing was definitely sanctioned as state factors at very, very senior level.
Thank you.
of this government.
It was sanctioned at a very high level, senior level officials of this government. Listen, he said this government. Yeah. So the burn of cocaine, no problem. But they have not burned the cage. They burn it, they think they are smart enough, but they have opened another one, another Pandora box. Thank God, he said senior government officials from this government. So the pressure, the next pressure is Gregory Coleman will have to name those senior government officials. And you're listening to this thing here. Though I said, given what Teacher Light said, what we listened to that night, and what we see today, that's it. It is 100% true. It's over, but it doesn't say other options cannot come in or other elements cannot come in to bring it alive again. But what they did today is a cover up. As any security person out of this country, they will tell you, oh, come on, those guys try to cover up that thing. You need evidence to go to court. And that is the evidence. They said cocaine. So if they burn it, what are you going to do? You go to court, you have to present prima facie evidence. You don't go to the judge and say X, Y, Z out of the clear blue sky. You have to convince the judge. You present evidence to the court. You don't present presumption or guess before the court. You present evidence. The law says prima facie evidence. So if you burn it, there was about nothing there again, except other options that the people can capitalize on, which also will require evidence. The man said, this government. Thank God he said this government. No, let's go to this government, Chief.
This thing was definitely sanctioned by state actors at very, very senior level of this government. Of this government. Of this government. Of government. Of this government. Of government. Of this government. Of this government.
Yeah, listen to you, good. So of this government, senior government official, the cocaine.
Of this government.
So
Of this government.
we know what's up now, Chief. It will not die suddenly, or it will not be buried suddenly. No, that funeral will not take place anytime soon. The funeral will not take place anytime soon. Then came the comedian minister of information. I call him that way intentionally because how can you at this time you stay blame you put him, you're taking you don't want to own up to your responsibility, and you stay putting it on CDC when CDC government is off. It is your government. Only a guilty person does that. A rogue will always blame another person. A murderer will always not want to own up to his murder. A rogue will not want to own up to his stealing. Will always want to use other people as a surrogate. And that's how the Minister of Information is. And that's why I say he is a comedian minister of information. No disrespect. There are ministers in this government. We see how they conduct themselves. Do you know that there are officials in the Bouaga government, they know that their own government brought this thing upon them? Do you know that they have no time to shift blame on the past? I told you about that man, how he's inept to the core. You call yourself Minister of Information. Should you still be shifting blame on a CDC government? The government, you're took from power and you say you're rescued the country, you're clean up the country, you're clean up the mess of the country, and that's why you say George Weah is not coming back. Then you're blaming the CDC government. You should be empty mentally. And that's how the Minister of Information is. He's mentally empty. Stay shifting blame. You're listening to the man. You're listening. Stay shifting blame. Pathetic. That's ineptitude to the core. You Minister of Information, you stay shifting blame, Jawia administration. You're listening to the man.
This administration was made a breeding ground for drug trafficking. All you see happening now is an effort of.
He said in the last 4 years, of CDC administration, Liberia was made a breeding ground for drugs. One tell you about this man, you ain't believe it. That man served in Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, but who can believe man? When you tell the man serious, well then that's it. But the man is a comedian. He just go to the Ministry of Information to make sure. That man in Ellen government when drugs were called in. His president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, at that time convoke drugs. Then the man say, for the last 4 years, this country has been a breeding ground. That serious man, yeah? That Minister of Information, yeah? Yeah, man, that Peking. Not because he big, that Peking, meaning mentally, he tiny. You were in Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, all of us know that open thing, that normal information all over the place. Your own president, drugs, were caught in her convoy, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Beyond that, all over this place, they had drugs, her officials and all. Then you say in the last 4 years, this country was made a breeding ground for drugs, and you clean it up. That serious information minister here. Look at what information minister talking about. Yeah, don't rescue people. They both claim to be educated. They both have said they're controlling the narrative. When you're controlling the narrative, you don't shift blame. Ask the people, ask the expert, get on the internet. People who control the narrative, they don't go shifting blame. They use their mental sophistication to determine the cause of event, the pace, just everything. They never ever go back. They always hitting the front. By getting weaklings call themselves minister. See,
was made a breeding ground for drug trafficking. In the last few years before this administration was made a breeding ground for drug.
Yeah, he said in the last 4 years before this administration, meaning before Unity Party government came into being. The man are serious, man. I wasn't even wrong with the man mentally, with no disrespect, because everybody knows the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government drugs were all over the place. And Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, it was not as rampant. George Weah government, it was not rampant. George Weah government was talking about, we heard people say, kush, kush, kush. That was the market women, the other people who crying all over the place, here, the Sunday, that kush. You come now in your government, there's cocaine. Colombia say, if you give us our 2 million, our cocaine, we come after you. Your other minister, your police director confirmed that senior government officials, you see the contradiction? The man of information, I thought that the police director should be contradicting himself and not the minister of information. The police chief, Gregor Comer, confirmed that the whole drug thing was sanctioned by senior officials of this administration, Unity Party government. Then the Minister of Information comes and says the country in the last 4 years before this government was used as a breeding ground for drugs. Hey, man, there are two different things there. There are contradictions there. There's no connect. You're not connecting. The police director ain't going back to say that from CDC time, from this time, the police director said this drug was sanctioned. This whole thing it was sanctioned by senior government officials from this administration. The Minister of Information, you forced to talk, you forced to address the media?
In the last few years before this administration was made a breeding ground for drug trafficking. What you see happening now is an effort to uproot the trafficking network and destroy the cartel behind the trafficking. That is the reason why you see all these discoveries. A government that wants to get involved with drugs business will not be arresting drugs. It will.
My man, move from on the screen, man. I just did it just so the people will believe what I'm saying. God. Where the other one? Where Dr. Greg? Greg? Where the other one? The guys are interested.
Was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, Greg. Yeah, the police chief. He said this thing was sanctioned by senior government officials at the senior level of this government. Then you get that other one called himself information minister saying that for the last 4 years, this country was made a breeding ground for drugs. They're contradicting themselves. You can see the guilt. The police director saying one thing, the minister of information saying another thing, the other people on the other side saying another thing. Yesterday, they said there was no synchronization of George Weah and CDC communication flow. Year in year, they have a pathologically distorted information flow. This thing here should be left with the people who are responsible to speak. But Minister of Information talk, police director talking, deputy police director, everybody just talking all over the place. You're listening to the mayor again. And all of one can talk about what made breeding ground 4 years ago.
We have identified key players. This thing was definitely.
The man said they've identified key players. Oh, the man said they identified key players. And those key players are Unity Party officials. He's not saying CDC officials. He's not saying CDC officials. I'm not quoting the man. The man, you're listening to him. The law says when you're quoting somebody like that, you must allow the person to speak for himself. That's what our broadcast law say. So when I say the police director said there are some government officials that are involved, sanction this thing, then the law say play A, let the people hear it from the police director himself. So they can't say you lying. You're listening to the mail.
We have identified key players. This thing was.
Yeah, we have identified key players. We have identified key players.
We have identified key players. This thing was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government. Of the Republic of Liberia. Republic of Liberia. Republic of Liberia. Of the Republic of Liberia. Government. Of the Republic of Liberia. Government. Of the Republic of Liberia.
So, yeah, that man, that Minister of Information, big, I see your man. There are some serious people in the country that we respect, who can listen to it and listen to that one who call himself information minister, making things hard every day. The man just talk. He just talk any kind of way he feel like talking. The man obsession, his obsession for, or his hate, because they're not obsession. If they're obsession, they're hate obsession. His hate for CDC. Jeremy Pierre has to be careful because you will be on a CDC, blaming CDC, you fall down one day. Because it does not make sense for an information minister. Yesterday, you said Eugene Nambwe was not qualified. He could not disseminate government information. You said Ledger who ran it, though being a journalist, he could not disseminate. Though Eugene Nambwe being a journalist, he could not disseminate government information well. Yeah, you people are. You Minister of Information, they want Eugene Nambwe throughout his reign as information minister. Ledger who ran it throughout his reign as Minister of Information never stooped so low like they shifting blame too mechanical. They were never. They faced the issues of the day. They never went shifting blame. You ever heard any one of the information ministers between Eugene Nangbe and Legend who running shifting blame on past government. The Unity Party government did this. The Unity Party government did that. The Unity Party government. They both own up to their responsibility and say, this is what we inherited. And we are dealing with the issues. We are fixing the country. We are fixing the economy. Minister of Information, don't go shifting blame. Look at Minister of Information across the region and the world. Because that is their responsibility to sift up, to give the people hope. When a Minister of Information is shifting blame, you know what it does to the country? You know how the people see it? You're the other man, sorry, I know, but too pathetic, man, too pitiful, too pitiful. Yeah. Okay. So let me just inject this, then we go. You'll notice how pathetic, how pitiful it was. If I were that Dr. Herbert, I wouldn't have accepted Unity Party invite. For whatever reason he accepted it, he felt he didn't get the kind of recognition that probably that goes with an orator, oration being discussed. Pathetically, his own people could not even discuss. Normally, after the event, you hear media institutions, individual journalists, you hear government officials, past, present, giving their input, analyze. But the other one, yeah, the man is the only unknown orator. Pathetic. Is it because of the venue? No, I don't think so. I don't think. Yeah, probably he been a disconnect, because part of the oration comes with that aura of the person. People will know you, you've been around, you've been doing this, all the kind of funny stuff. So when you come, you already, when you're talking, I think he been a disconnect, and his lecture was more for President Boakai. His lecture was more traditional. It was the Boakai type. Yeah, those people in their 70s, 75, 80, all day talking about tradition. They want intertwined with this. They want oration. Look, listen to the white people how they deliver oration. They don't go with all the petty thing and I ain't get substance. Lofa Kante this and the car and the kissy get this intertwined. Who get time for that thing? Say something that at the close of the day, the people will say, yes. Oh, we can feed on this. We can use this. Or that orator share an insightful lecture. This is the problem too I've been having listening to him. I think I can use this line from his address for my business, for my office. People go to listen to the experts to change their own surrounding too. So we got something coming up. We got something coming up. We got the real protest coming up, whether it is about drugs, corruption, bad economy, rule of law, bad governance, everything. We got something coming up. You people who have always misunderstood or have not tried to learn the difference between civil society protest and opposition political party protest, you're about to see. As I said yesterday, A civil society protest is not a political protest. Civil society is civil society. Political parties, political parties. The opposition political parties cannot organize a protest and people won't show up. If CDC approve, MPC approve, CMC approve, the other political parties and individual politicians, opposition, approve, you think you're going to see 10, 15, 25 persons? You think Unity Party people will say the protest failed? You think they will use that expression? They can. Because what you will see is multitudes. Multitudes. Listen to me carefully. I said multitudes. There is a difference between multitude and multitudes. The Bible says, and the multitudes gathered to listen to Jesus. And the multitudes gathered. It's coming up. You will see whether they will come rating, fail, protest, fail. Then they show you spaces and say protest, fail. Whether they will ever do it. It's coming up. The Minister of Finance, former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, something is working out in terms of crisscrossing the country to speak to the people. Representative Yeke Koloba, I still consider him as a representative. His seat isn't vacant because his colleagues are confused. They don't know the way out. It's hanging. Representative Yeke Koloba had been going around. All of us know that, and we saw the crowd that he pulled, and that is still on his plate. And you got the representative. I can't get his name readily, but I saw his right out announcing of something that he will be a part of, one of the organizers, and several. They have expressed Musability, Representative Musability, head of the Opposition Citizens Movement for Change, expressed his readiness to come out in non-violent protest, peaceful protest. And if all of these opposition leaders have started voicing their readiness, imagine the leading opposition party, CDC. And so, Seditions, friends of CDC, you get ready. We know you people. You people have the number, and nothing can stop you people. You get ready. It's coming up. We will continue to update you. We'll continue to inform you, and we'll continue to guide you. That is our responsibility. Hold on to that. I just thought to share that with you so that you see the difference between civil society protest and opposition political party protest. Yeah? All right. So thank you all. You did extremely well. Please share the show. Share the show as many times as you can. Share the show. We'll go this way. This time we'll read the comments first. Then we get to the line. And after that, we are out. So you hold on to your cord. Let's read the comments first. And then we move on to you. Tobasi writes, shifting blame, blaming the media and blaming the past government would not solve the Bouakai-led government's cocaine problem. The government is in trouble. The IG, Gregory Coleman, has difficult tasks ahead of him. We are in deep cocaine trouble as a nation. Benson Weir, but this police IG also said that media people received bribe from the drug cartel, and he failed to call names. Yes. Perry Slobot, Unity Party government are drug consumers. That's why their talks are not together. Grant Mountain, they are arresting drugs because they got caught in the act when they tried to export it. These guys started this stuff long time ago. Lassana Fode, but the prophet said all of the guides are confused, and we are saying it on a daily basis. Dupai, the Nigerian pastor prophecy walking. Makumen, Gregory Coleman, Jerolimic Pia, Daniel Sando are right for whatever they now saying against CDC because CDC inability to wake up. Mami Jackson said he is very dull and dementia. Otaka Kahu, this IG isn't, or you want to say isn't, is? Yeah, that holy man is. Princess Elpidet says the IG confused him, don't know what to say. God will continue to expose them. Okay, she's referencing the disconnect between the police IG and the Minister of Information. OJJ, right? How sure are we that it is the cocaine that is being burned? According to Yeke, it is flour they are going to burn, not the cocaine. Yeah. Well, let's just take it that way. That's what they said. Al Boba said, remember that the government can in no way burn the cartel goods. Let's get that straight. Dubon Hill, Liberia is a joke of a country under these very dull, criminal, and massively incompetent folks. Prince M. Double said, from NPFL to being a police director now, what do you expect from that kid? Fred Nimler Dix, it was not the coke or cocaine that was burned. It was flour, just to fool people and send the real cocaine back to the cartel. Flour, you burn flour normally? Right? I have no idea. I've not experienced that before. So I want to know whether you can just burn flour normally. Your concern is right. It has substance. I'm not dismissing it. That's what I want to know. Yeah, because in the past they will say, oh, the burn. And we've been raising our concern too. On the youth minister, Josephus Mane said for her position, she was to put on long jeans pant. Yeah, that would have served the purpose, the occasion, long jeans, but she was half naked, man. Ruth Boudouabine said the cocaine is using her. That's why she doing that. Reference to the youth minister. Philip Topa, so useless people in this government. It was the cocaine that was using her. Setu B. Jabog. All right. Okay. So let's go. Thank you all. Share the show, please. Share as many times as you can. Let's get to the line now to bring on your views, your say, your opinion, just everything. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is David King, an executive for we have as opposition, whatever party, state, pending protest. We are not just protesting based upon lies. We are protesting based upon facts that Nigerian people can see and allude to what we came up for. Like in the past, people took their body and driving in the street and making it look like we are the one who were doing that. You can't have the proliferation of cocaine in our country. That today, yeah. You are saying something,
No, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, that today the name of our country has been changed from Liberia to Little Mexico and Little Colombia. That is degrading for our country as a people. So Giorgio Boakai, the great Como, who have lied continuously. I knew Gregory Como in the year 2000. Gregory Como used to be a driver for the former SOD director Leo Jevo, the late Leo Jevo. What did that take? Okay.
All right, Chief.
He became a police officer.
Okay.
Today, you don't see professionalism in him. That's the reason, because he did not go through the rank and file of the Liberia National Police Academy. So you don't
all right, Chief.
the rebel style of being a police director.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Let's bring on the next person. Hello. Hello. You went off. Women's line. Hello.
Hello. Hey, Mr. Weah Johnson.
No, Mr. Weah, 0777 980375 for the women, not men. Sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Aries Benson, and I'm calling from Duboro.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, that's something I want to understand from Gregory Como, John Dean, and Dollar Chrissy Johnson. If John Dean can be sacked for a portion of 10,000, which 2,000 given to him, he was taxed for that, and Gregory Como carry 8,000. Then what will they do to Gregory Como, who carry the higher portion of the bribes?
All right.
Are you there?
That question is not for me. Thank you. That question for Gregory Como and his people. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, sorry. After the show, I won't call you.
All right.
Tell you funny.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Back to the issue. They draw what they want, boy. What they want, that's so coming boy, not leave, John.
They finish. They both finish burning ill, and they want to burn the.
They don't lie. They didn't love for that. They want everyone. What will you do? They get who you play to. Come, go run it. Oh, they will hang there. They want to, they come out. They pay fire. That is what I'm. Why do you talk about the big? Why do you talk about the way there? To pick up that, just never to pick up. They use the type of protest to go and carry. They cannot get used. You what are we? What are you saying? The protest is a very job. You can't tell me. Thank you, Charles.
All right, my Bessie. Have a nice day. Hello.
Thank you. This is Edmund Carr, and I remain the visually impaired pushing for the return of President Weah, member of Concerned Liberia for Justice. And You know, the action that was taken by the government today, it is intended to cover all the drug story, like they have been fighting to do, but that will not kill that story. In fact, what you're going to do, it has elevated the debate again, especially seeing a police IG coming out to tell people that some journalists in the country are getting money from the cartel to making sure that the drug use is in the media. So that is something that we need to look at it, because what they are doing is that they have been fighting from the beginning to cover all the story, but the story can die there because each time they try to do so, another one will spring out. Because look here what he's saying. Past and present government officials higher up. Where are they? Why have you now do the arrest turning them over to the court? But you just want to continue the branding, unnecessary branding. The Liberian people will misinformation so as to use it as a cover-up. And he has also validated our argument that Gregory Coleman needs to set aside, since Bouakai so much believing he doesn't want to suspend him to allow the investigation to sail through. He needs to set aside and get this investigation changed.
Okay, the man said, I think you're talking of stepping aside. The man said, Bouakai let his business. Every day, Bouakai can praise him. Bouakai told him to go ahead. He might not listen to the poll. The man said, Bouakai let him like nobody business. He the man that Bouakai really let. The man said, that today we get to know how Bouakai can call the man. He said, Bouakai can call him. Come on.
Yeah, I know. And the only reason why he and President Bouakai will continue to flow on this level, because it's not only that he is protecting himself, but he is protecting some of the names that are very close to him. And so that is the reason why he is using him to play the dirty game for him. But I don't care how long the draft list stay out, one day he has to draft. So the only thing we'll say to the opposition that the news that we are hearing, other people are gathering together, we will be prepared to do so. But what will be the interest aid? Don't be so much concerned about executive marshal. Don't be so concerned about them coming to a point to receive your petition. Strategically, we can group ourselves. You got a very major intersection in your blood. Just stay there in the dark, in the day, reconstruction, be there. It will go up there that you wanted something to be done for your country when it has to do with this cooking business. That is how we can do it. So do there. And we are getting ready to do our, because that was the minute that was given. If we cannot get anything, because why are you in a rush to bring the job? Why are you in a rush? You want us to even believe that our cooking that we bring today, or you're telling us that you want to plan food that we want to ship it by to the cartel because of the threat against you that the president is not enforcing his security. So you're telling us? The information minister that served in government for the 12th year, Ellen Johnson study government. Like you were saying, drugs was seized in a call for a president. They were doing their government, they need local king about. But for him to tell the Liberian people that the past 4 years, the place have been a breathing ground for a drug, that just showed the ineptitude of this information minister. But they cannot fool us, they cannot divert the narrative like they did 2023. That allowed them to take power by mistake. They think the Liberian people are going to bow down to that. They want a group of people that will believe in their lies and their storytelling. There's the United Party people, but not the rest of the people. But thank you, my dear brother.
All right, Mr. Kai, have a nice day. Let's go this way. Hello?
Hello, Sam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm okay. My name is Abraham. I come from Crystal Police. Around Habel era, memo of concerning Liberians of justice. Yeah, thank you for the show. And this drugs issue, it really confusing because if you listen to the NSA director, what he said, that they were going to package the drugs and send it back, because if you say we'll bring the camera and package it and send it to you, so what do you mean by that? Will you this thing send it back to them? Why is it important of sending it back to them. So it really means that you're going to transform as if they are burning the drugs, but they are not burning it, package it and send it back to the cartel because people threatening to do what they said they were going to do. So you see, right over there, senior officials of the government were the one that sanctioned that drugs. That's why he's there. So we've been saying it, and they say we're lying, but it's the police that are not telling the truth. What is that the people have been linking along with the drugs. So they want to implicate all of them so that when they're going to step on her, so that they all can be responsible. Me, I don't think it's worried. I want me to say for a nice given that very senior officials of this government. So thank you very much for the show.
All right, thank you too for calling. Women's line. Hello? Hello? You are on the air, madam. You went off. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Fine.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing too, man?
Okay, thank God for life. Oh,
it's good, man. I'm happy to hear your voice.
So, Jesus, you couldn't go now. So, get us to the stage. Well, we got to say for me. So, I think get it from that you say he brand drop. He's bringing media. He control mass. So, he's a DA boss now. I guess he's DA boss now. You talk about that drop. That boys our country. The president say more. Yes. They want it highly, they want it so. And they are testing the government like Senator said that they want to come up to send the job back to the people. They want all this money on FM. They say they got proof, they got evidence that they bought all the president Trump to get the $2 million back to them. The people that you get the job back to the people, they'll send it back to them. So are they following up? I think we're super in the country. I think we're super, all right. We're not super. Nobody's stupid, and the country will be stupid. That the man always thinking a song. That man will be stupid, and we're not stupid yet. I want to tell you the narrative in the country. Can I come on here and see that? That man told all and they get 10G. Where you get to them, and you told 8,000 US and give you 2,000. And now you come on all the body job. I will tell you for all of my education. I will get all of my money. You got a police ID, know all the things. You get all the documents. You got all the documents in your possession. You are saying that yes, indeed, they got people in the country, in the government, that they're just. So we tell that they put all my investigation for journalists. But I say you there, you told 8,000 over there, you had in your pocket. And you say you bought a job, what you can't put a corner? I put a corner, if you bought a job. And then you can't put the police, you talk about him. So come here, guys, they will kill and they will do everything to them. So they try not to have a body job. That that Joe will get to the bottom part of it. They're joking. We will protest. We will agree with you. I will be with you. If you have will be there. We will protest. They say, I will be the job. We want no be the job. They start in this country that be the job. We want know them. That is not what they do. They say, all day, we want them to do their work. They will tell who be the job in the country. Thank you.
All right, G-Spanner, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Diva Sodi, and I'm calling from Chicago. They have some strong member of complaint that Mr. Andrew, I hear that the government have brought the drugs.
That what they say?
I hear it, and then someone just told me too that the police director said they got so many government officials involved. So that's concerned.
Yeah, he said the drugs coming into the country, or the cocaine, the processing, everything was sanctioned, meaning approved by senior government officials of this government. He didn't say the past government, he said this government, Unity Party government.
I know. So, see, sometimes when we come on the radio and we say this, you got evidence. I think the police director put me right to bed, though. But you see, my data coming in the police director is there. Mr. Director, he had a power to arrest the official. Why I say you are not resident, but you will not come into the public to pull all of us. I don't know. Why I say you people are taking a level of people? You have the power, you have SG.
If there was somebody in Kingsbury that had 2 people open up today, you send 2 people to police here to come arrest them. But because you link to the issue that why you now want to arrest the people, because if you arrest them, then you will come up because you will be a director now. You are not hearing anything about the director in your whole picture is this. So you know everything. No, sir. I want to agree with FFD. Nothing will just talk and then they just down with it. The national committee that's coming to help. But for the government, it is a done deal. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. So, just get this information about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. Let's take this international line first. Hello.
Good afternoon from my end, Sam Andrews.
Good afternoon.
By recognition, I made a call from Woodbridge, Virginia, the USA. And I want to say good afternoon to your many listeners following the broadcast at this hour. From what I said, the monitor, the show from the beginning till now, I want to say I'm overly disappointed. I want to say I'm overly frustrated. I want to say I'm very, very much disappointed. The things have been going on and the proceeding of things as relative to the cooking case in that country. Because the government now telling us, the vast majority of Liberian people far and near, telling us that we are foolish, of which of course we are not. But in a broad day glare, the people thinking that we're stupid. Almost all the claims and the counter claims, the government is yet to give the Liberian people tangible information as to how the whole judge is so emanated. Then the prima facie, the evidence so presented in court. The people destroy the evidence. Who are they going to prosecute? So I'm just calling. I'm just frustrated about the because we have that country. Let me just keep praying for our country because the migration now is hearing me. I don't know. Thank you for following me the time.
All right. Thank you too for calling there from the States. Have a nice day. Men's line here. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Mr. Andrews, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coast Pony Hill, Wingtown community, member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. Mr. Andrew, thank you very much. Mr. Andrew, this is the irony I'm seeing today. Yesterday, it was wrong for Jefferson Tamakoji to dress in a coat suit and his photo being placed along the roof of celebration. It was wrong. Today, it is celebrated when a minister is walking in the street half naked. Are you seeing the irony? Are you seeing the hypocrisy from our brothers of Brosby? Amen. It was wrong yesterday having we said to be in government. It was wrong yesterday for Memphis Kama to be, for example. But today, it is right for a minister to be naked in the street. What moral lesson is this happening? What moral lesson is this message, this minister telling to the people? But this is Unity Party. And to the issue, the trust issue. Look, Mr. Andrews, what is the meaning of the police director telling us the drugs was sanctioned by senior government officials? What's the meaning of that? In my mind, this job is our statement on our the entire statement of the police director today validated our assessment of the government that the president down to the only man they are involved in the government. Because if he can say and say it was sanctioned by senior government officials that he cannot arrest, it means these are what? First family that he cannot arrest. The people above his limit that he cannot arrest. This actually indicted the entire government that this government is indeed narco state government and they have run narcos, they have run or cooking in our country over the last 4 years. This validated as evidence. That's why Mother Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said it yesterday and said, stop bringing drug laws into our country under the canopy of investor President Biden. That's why Mother Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did not support it in 2017. That was what she was still waiting yesterday. In my mind, this government has been caught and And therefore, we will support, wholeheartedly support Musa. Whenever he calls for any protestation, we will be there to demand accountability for our government that we improve. We implore Joseph Numa Bagai. He's not the one that implore. We kill him, we voted him, we make him president. We have Article 1 to usher our leader and to author it if it is not working to our satisfaction. Henceforth, President Bagai, you have betrayed the trust of the Liberian people and we're ready to come for you. So anytime protest will come out to demand that right. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. So, the women's line. Hello.
How you doing, Mr. Andrew?
I'm doing fine.
I'm patiently recording for 2 points. Memory concern at Brentford Church. Mr. Andrew, 1 year, just a few days. When that woman said they were making a sale, when they now hold a petition, you know, the party for all right, castigating that woman. Today, minister making a sale, why in anything. And the issue of the judge, Mr. Andrew, the government, they playing caricature with the judge. The Martin said, Martin, that smart old man. Martin said it right. They just, they put here, they won't send the job back to the people. That's also banana. Yeah, this is what showing. And the people going to win the job. Before I'm going to win the job, Mr. Andrew, they fall and set in the government that will not get a job, they will bring war. And they judge that the people won't do exactly where they want to send a job back to the people. So they blame for you all and they not pack cartoon and banana to get out to go win it. So maybe who to say, yeah, the people will win the job. And they didn't send a job back to the people. Mr. Andrew, the government won't get about it. So crafty. They didn't part the government. They have been about what the rest of the government, I can always say, Mr. Andrew, nothing will get for the people. And Mr. Tendo Musa has not paid for his thing. They are very poor. The sweat Musa Brede, not a rebel. I would be a rebel for the protest in the point where Baka was protesting for 12 years. He says a problem 12 years were protesting here. The government, Mr. Andrew, they don't say the poor was sending back. What they show you were yeah. You were yeah, the poor said that John died. So they won't send back. It was a year that they saw out the money. The John, the poor won't send it. So they won't even yellow the Chicago go. The poor send it back. That they train the place so banana didn't go brown there. Oh, this official in this, Mr. Andrew, ask all your get evidence. What's that? For Joseph, where are you from? We got social that if your information, Mr. Andrew, with business around, people coming back, oh, they get no information. Be here anything, but who are the people who want to know the name? Tell the Argina, all Latin function, either new GMN and for fire time and million, either GM was now. Is it a man line? Why you say that to Mr. Andrew? But don't go more than Baga Lane, that Baga Mission Man. You won't complain. I Mission Man.
Man, he said the president can call him Coleman.
That man lie, Mr. Andrew. That Baga Mission Man over there was so tired. And Baga, the one that Baga over there. The man Mission Man, the man you a mission for Baga and Chevron. But the man lie.
All right.
So, Mr. Andrew, their job will be on it. They send about it, and will be on it. And then nothing, and who bring it.
All right, madam. Thank you. Men's line. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, bad boy. Hello.
Yeah, you are on the air.
Yeah, I'm Orlando. I'm taking for the program. I always told you that the educated people are calling for Jiboro Johnson. Educated program. You know, part has said that the burning trust. They would not believe that the burning trust because I believe there are the generals there who saw the drugs and the burning. That's what I saw. Then the new author. What I'm concerned about doing though, what have been happening? Every time I read some people was that the head ain't a drop in it. The head ain't a drop in it. Until we see, maybe they say, oh, why not power there? There's not power there. Who that will be convincing that these are people who are running drugs. The people need, they are here for it. You know about it. So let's see that what not supposed to get up. No, what are we trying for it? So that's what that. We know that who are in jail. So tell me about what.
Okay, Unity Party, man. You been off for long. Why you been, my man? You want to hustle, eh? You go off. Unity Party, man. Let's go this side. Men's line. Hello?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Esther, and I join you from Escobar, Resident. And Mr. Andrew said, remember that the cartel promised to put out more picture and video if the government refuses to turn over their boots. It is from this fact that I see the government in rush to put out false impression about any jobs. The government not serious about jobs, my brother. They are the very people behind the job strategy in La Brother. Thanks for the time.
Thank you too for calling. Women's Men's Line. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter Derrick Castle, a from Honor Street like in Lower Johnsonville, and I'm outstanding member of the Concerned Bureau for Justice. You know, Mr. Sam Andrew, first day it was very much diminishing for that woman from the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Look at the ministry image presiding over youth. As a role model, every big aspect and activity that you initiate in, it should be activity that can attack the youthful generation in the country. That's the big thing and the fundamental core value of the Ministry of Youth and Sport. But you go, you naked yourself. Even the children are going to go for bigger party and they can't do that. And she's not just a girl, a woman. Okay, very ugly. She just diminishes herself on a particular. And you know, that's why when Erin talk about integrity, I think it's one of the major things that Erin also spoke about. So for a minister to undress herself, what kind of investor will come into the country? I mean, the entire government is on serious. So lastly, to the issue of the protest, I think, and Musa Belete, it has been that we have observed Musa Belete is one of the victims of the issue of drugs. Governor Kuma arrested Musa Belete's son and incarcerated him to the Monrovia Central Prison. Today, drugs, the inflow of drugs have become reality of the day. So Musa Belete is a reform man. Get it? To state the protest and will be with him. So come September 5th, as we have done with Monma Maru, we are going to converge. And you know, that's the best time. When the CMC have come in, I believe that other opposition political parties are going to converge. And this will be the biggest protest ever in the history of the Bureau that will make Allah Joseph Mabaka to go off, he and his minister. Because Musa Belete are forming. Even Honorable Yeka Representative Yeka Korba is a forming. So we are calling upon the Congress for Democratic Change also to take the lead. This is the time the opportunity are being provided by this particular government that we can use, to dislodge them from power and destroy every big thing.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Women's Line. Hello.
Hello, I want one of the bunny con.
My man, Women's Line, yeah. Hello, Men's Line.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Hello.
Thank you very much. This is the common board chairman. My name is Stephen P. I represent Concerned Librarian for Justice. This time I call around Cooking King Kong rehab. Sam, this is very embarrassing. But you know, it has been happening for a very long time. We said that we have flagged these things, and nothing is happening. Look, there's no stress that we got right across the president's house there. There's kind of immoral act that can take place there. Is just why the minister just, because Senate government in the power, and when the government minister is able to no stress, the thing they can do right inside there, Mr. Andrew, if you were allowed to see it one day, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. They kind of immoral act that can take place there. But then,
right, you mean around the president's house?
Right across the president's house, no stress. Mr. Andrew.
Wait. There, you said no stress. What do you mean?
We mean the negative stuff. You only pay $500 where you want to you have bought it, you pay $500. They just say that day for it. We mean the naked access. Naked, please naked.
Yeah, but the business now, they're hustling for survival.
But it's very strange because we have one minister in the president of it that can cause my call every time the president does money about it.
So let me just conclude by going to the judge here. Mr. Andrew, we are satisfied with our number that President Bwaka is cooking King Kong, that he will not investigate himself. He is a cartel boss. Gregory Como is implicated. He was one of those that took that 10,000 brown. Gregory Como. Gregory Como near they mentioned by the cartel, that video, that training, that video, that the EPA director said it was now a fake video. In that video, the people said they paid $2 million for the police director and the DA boss, Tijara Biago, to free that men. So Gregory Kuma is accused. And the accused party in the instance should not be the one who will be leading investigation. Joseph Bwakai, the police director, and whoever should step aside, they should start working a labyrinthal time. Let independent people come in to investigate the judge matter. Only independent group will investigate for Liberian to be certified the outcome of the investigation. If not, people who are implicated, Joseph Bwakai, who got shared deal, they didn't say property in Foya, Lovakan, and nobody knows the source of the funny, that you don't want to investigate for all the believe that they investigate all there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Women's line. Hello, a few calls, then we are out. Hello.
Hello, Mama Billy calling attention was fast. Content just for me. Yeah, Mama Billy calling.
You are on the air, madam. You are on the air. Speak.
Okay, so this morning we had something, and you said that our daughter tell Lana because I listen to you, Lana. Daughter say the whole job you need will be scattered all down because they playing it. Nothing will come for all. And we don't want for it to be there. Now, all I can tell is, I talk to my friend with me. No, come outside, or west, we'll be 30, 40, 50, it will solve our problem. We'll be outside for in the morning and say, well, Bwakana, who our petition, now we'll see what to do. Go to Barcelona to Blackpool. But they don't want to do it when you tell they say, they're not tell how to go there, we'll scare. What do you want to be scared for? What would you tell you? They will not scare you. They will say that moral and the fire. They think that it's not supposed to be like that. Because the people, they will not tire. Because they think what the president's son say. We deny everything. And new on paper. And new on paper. Put a photo in here and what that everything in the world. Everything in here. Then you deny all. No people, they must stop the thing. They just throw in your country, we see it, we the moral and we the parent and we see it, we feeling bad. I won't buy anything. Just thank you. All I have to say, Baba. Thank you.
All right. Have a nice day. Okay, so let me share with you. The Minister of Information is a blatant, practical, pathological liar. Blame shifting in life is only done by people who are mentally weak, mentally poor. You come from a government that drugs were all over the place. Then you want to put it on the lap of CDC government as if drugs was not in the government you serve in at the Ministry of Information. Jerry Limipia served in Ellen's government at that very Ministry of Information. And I know a number of things that happen there. So, yeah. They say drug seizures and major anti-narcotics operations occurred during the administration of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Major drug bursts and operations. The November 2013 marijuana seizure. Law enforcement arrested a Liberian police officer, Perry Dolo. November 2013 marijuana seizure. Law enforcement arrested a Liberian police officer, Perry Dolo, along with several others for attempting to smuggle 297 kilograms, 654 pounds of marijuana, value at roughly 4 million, across the border from Sierra Leone. While initial police reports claim the vehicle used was tied to the presidential motorcade, the executive mansion clarified that the vehicle had been decommissioned years prior, and that President Sirleaf publicly welcomed the arrest and prosecution of the traffickers. U.S. DEA cartel operations 2008-2013, a specialized joint operation involving the United States Drug Enforcement Administration and Liberian security agencies ran during her tenure. This operation led to high-profile sting operations targeting international drug cartels using West Africa as a transit hub, resulting in the arrest and extradition of over 10 individuals to the United States, where they face federal conviction. You tell Joe Boaga, Minister of Information, to go there. The information there. Yeah, it's there. Charles Taylor time, we hear about drugs. We are time, drug called Kush. Ellen time, marijuana. Yeah. Boaga, the cocaine. And cocaine is one of the most dangerous drugs. Yeah, the information is here. All right. So, yeah, thank you there. You did well. You spice up the show. I appreciate it. So, let's go home. Let's go home this way. Let's go home in this way. Now, the government came out, Unity Party came out to say they burn the drugs. Every other thing associated with that burning or that necessitated or led to the burning, fine. What I can say, one, the drug traders, they never leave their target or those who betray them. The reason is simple. They are cautious, if not afraid, of exposure. When you do or doing business with the drug cartel, for whatever reason you are off, or you escape, or you just left them suddenly, or they gave you something and you will not fulfill as they will want you to do, and you find yourself off their presence, they see you as one that will expose them. If there is anything that drug traffickers, drug dealers, cartel afraid of, exposure. That is why they are not exposed to the public. They operate from high out. They are not in a place for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, a week, a month, or two. They change venues, vehicles. They trust nobody. Why they live that way? Generally insecurity, because they don't want to be exposed. Against that backdrop, they are aware that the state is after them. Any country, United States, Mexico, Colombia, just everywhere around the world that they operate. They know that the government of that country is after them. The second part of the cartel, which I have been researching, they are not alone. They operate with an informant. An informant, meaning they will have a person, if not persons, within that government structure. The person may not be very close to the presidency or within the corridor of the presidency, but the person is in one of the agencies by which he or she will operate in disguise and be feeding them with information on their transaction. More to that, they will always have someone of decision making within that government. So you will see that they are very strategic. I'm getting to something. I'm laying the basis. They are very strategic. They would not just forge a relationship with anybody. They forge a relationship with a person or people who have decision making. When I say decision making based on my research, that they gave order and it's executed immediately with no hesitation, just like you see in some of those drug movies. So they'll either operate, they'll either have that person besides the informant who is in disguise also in the police or at the immigration using our sector now, because I don't know how their own look in terms of names. I can try to be exact with theirs. I don't know. So I'm just using our names that we used to. The police, LNP, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and then or within the corridor of the executive mansion itself, as we see and as my research told me. They will invest. The money is not their problem. The amount is not their problem. Why? Because they will get the money back. Their primary concern is the successful trading, that the business is executed without any trace. And then they pick up the money. The research also told me that the top brass or the patrons or those who are behind, they are hardly seen. And those who execute the plan, they don't see the top brass. Rather, they operate through proxies. Meet at a given location, somebody comes, and then the transaction is off. The person moves to another point that's not the same person, another person is waiting. Everything is programmed. But to cut this thing short because of time, their exposure, they take that so serious that if that person who has betrayed them is in a given locale or a country, for fear of being exposed, they will do everything to track that person. And there are two things. Of these two, according to the research that I did before coming on, and I thought to do it the last, there are two things they have in mind of the person who will escape from them and might likely expose them. Two things. One, they will do everything to get that person back within their clutches. And if they got hold of that person, the person's fate will be determined based on the mercy of the overall boss. Sometimes the overall boss is saying, which is very unreal, not rare in most instances, you can see him, but somebody is executing, but he's aware of everything or she's aware of everything. They might resort to torture. Torture you real good. Some of those things that you see in movies, they came from reality into movie. The movies is just to say, this is how practically they do. It's giving us education, exposing us. That's the essence of movies. Not everything, not every movie you just take for entertainment. As a matter of truth, movies have, or we watch movies two ways. One, for the entertainment, mesmerizing yourself, getting yourself happy with the laughter and other things. The second thing is education. It's education. Every idea that you see being portrayed in movie is education. And if you overlook it, you're not going to get or be exposed to certain things. So they will resort to torture. And the torture is always bad. The torture is always bad. Again, please note, those things that you see, those inhumane tortures that you see in movies, that we watch in movies, they evolve from practical reality. They evolve from practical reality. You see, when you're watching some of the movies, they will bring the plate. Like the one I was watching a couple of days ago. They captured the guy. And what did they do? Tie him up, everything. Tie the feet, not even tie, but lock the iron. They hit two hands on the chair, or they lock, the 2 feet lock, so you can't just escape. Then the guy lifted. He did the just in a hospital, like you see in a hospital, they will bring all the thing on the roller, how they call that table, with all the instruments, roll it, then the guy lifted the cloth, scissors, knife, small hammer, different weapons. They use that for torture. When they've done with you, it's either you survive or you are dead. And if you survive, your life is useless. You might end up killing yourself. The drug dealers, drug traffickers are ruthless people. They have no mercy. So what am I saying by this? Listen, I just asked again another question. I asked another question. How drug cartels target those who betray them? How drug cartel target those who betray them? And this is what they gave me. They said drug cartels target those who betray them through 1, psychological warfare, 2, the use of lethal force, and 3, coordinated. Please listen, coordinated. I'm reading it one to you word for word. I just asked that question. They gave it to me. Coordinated some of the things I was explaining. Yeah. Coordinated tracking. Coordinated tracking. Coordinated tracking to eliminate. To eliminate. Eliminate means to kill. Please, let me go over again. The question I did ask, how drug cartels target those who betray them. And this gave me this. They said drug cartels target those who betray them through 1, psychological warfare. 2, the use of lethal force. 3, coordinated tracking to eliminate perceived threats and deter others from similar action. The next one they said, surveillance and tracking. Surveillance and tracking. Cartels utilize local informants, influence over certain officials, and specialized networks, specialized networks, not network, but networks, to locate individuals who have attempted to flee. Flee means to run, to leave, to flee, or go into hiding. They see that I was explaining to you. They're now sitting talking, asking a question on the internet. Then they say the next one, coerce information gathering. Coerce, not voluntary, but coerce means force. Information gathering. Those suspected of betrayal may be detained to identify other collaborators or determine the extent of information shared with authorities or rivals. Coerce information gathering. Those suspected of betrayal, say when they catch you, the another thing they will use, they will extract information from you. They will use you to identify whether you went to this place, you identify with this person, or you came across another drug traffic call or world law or organization, or you interact with government agency or a police officer or immigration officer. The reason they are concerned about all of these things because they don't want to be detected. So they will coerce you, that person. And given what I've seen, they do it with torture. So they said here, coerced information gathering. Those suspected of betrayal may be detained to identify other collaborators or determine the extent of information shared. There'll be suspicion whether you share. Say, oh, but we saw you around Kings FM. You must have shared some information with the radio station. That's what I mean. So we saw you talking with a police officer. What did you tell the police officer? You're in a room, Yaka. They're ready to juke you. They are very, very suspicious of anything, anybody, anywhere. Then they say destructive, demonstrative violence. Demonstrative violence. Organizations often utilize impact physical violence as a punishment for defectors. Defectors mean you move from there. You're part of the organization, you move, you go ahead. That's what I mean by defectors. When you're part of any organization or group, you move from there, you have defected. Organizations often, that the cartel they're talking about now, utilize high impact physical violence, which is torture, as a punishment for defectors or informants. Informant are people who get information. That they see you, they say, so you say, boss, we saw the man around the police headquarters. they're going to track you. They say, but he has given information to the police. So the next atmosphere you see is that they will be checking now. They will be suspicious of that police when they see police car coming around. Things will happen. They'll either change that venue, they move from there, or they will stay, but they will hide themselves so that the police will not see them, even though their identity is very cumbersome, very difficult to detect. Then what's the last one there? I'll tell you why I'm saying this. They say psychological operations. Group may use digital media to just distribute images of the consequences of betrayal, display public warning messages, or broadcast threats to intimidate the community or discourage operation with law. So this 1 year now, let me take my time to explain it, then we'll go. One, they say they may use digital media to distribute images of consequences of betrayal. So I'm saying that what happened. I'm saying that what happened. Please listen to me. I'm just using that as an example. The video that's circulating around, quote unquote, from Colombia, that one there, that example there. That's what I mean. Distribute images of consequences. Say, if you gave our 2 million, you don't give our drugs back. That one you saw, so that video, that what they call digital. That technology. Then, what the technology produced, the image. What we saw, 2 persons sitting down in a military uniform, you can see their face reading. Distribute images of the consequences of betrayal. 1, 2, display public warning messages. That one we saw also. Public warning. When you give back our 2 million and our drugs. Public warning that is there. Broadcast threats. Broadcast threats to intimidate. So, with the time already over, let me tell you why I'm saying this. Given that those guys identify the president's son, the guys burned the drug, they made the announcement, they talk about government officials involved, they're doing this, media, blaming media, and all those things. Those things that they've done today for us, and for us. The other side, which they're not looking at the president's son's safety. What that means is the fact that those guys identify Joseph Iman Boaka Jr. 1. 2, Joseph Iman Boaka Jr. gave a clarification yesterday. In there, he did not deny anything of receiving a threat. He said he received text message, though he brushed the text message aside, but he replied. Secondly, he dismissed the notion or the perception that the people had that the video was AI. Given that and every other thing that he gave yesterday to clarify and present his innocence, shows that there is some kind of knowledge. So those guys now, they mention any other person or persons besides Jojo. So you want to ask yourself, why did they mention the president's son, Jojo? Why couldn't they talk about other official or officials of the government in any one of those ministries or agencies or the legislature? Why they did a live video reading from a prepared script, not even extemporaneous? They did not go extemporaneous. They read from, the guy read from a prepared script, and he mentioned the name Jojo. The guy's not looking at the other side of this thing. the president's son, can get out. That's why I thought to provide this education, and you can do your research on it. All of us, or 99.9% of us, have smartphone. Wherever you find yourself, where you are sitting, whatever you're doing, just put in it. Just put in the search box, how do drug cartels target or go after those who betray them? And everything will come down. He can leave. The guys, and you heard, you heard, I didn't put it there. They said coordinated networks. Coordinated networks. Coordinated networks. That's how they operate. Coordinated. They have an organized, or I will use organized. Organized. Coordinated. That's the same thing. Organized network. Coordinated networks. They say drug cartels target those who betray them through 1, psychological warfare, 2, the use of lethal force, 3, coordinated tracking to eliminate perceived threats or deter others from similar action. So it means if the person is in Guinea, they know that the person is in Guinea, they will put their informants on. They will reach within that area to get information about that person. If they get the information that the person is leaving Guinea for Ivory Coast or for Senegal, any one of those countries that they can get into, they will start the tracking of that person. They will track the plane the person getting on. They will make sure they get all of the documents, the traveling documents, everything. They will be there. Somebody, you see, they will have surveillance, and they use the word here, surveillance, be tracking everything. The plane the person getting on to move, where the person will be getting down, if the person will be in transit, the hotel, the person will be, everything, they will do it. The people have money. The money, not the problem. They will use it. Once they get to know that place the person is residing, they know how long the person will be there, then they get ready now for their act to eliminate. They said it, yeah. They said, and coordinated tracking to eliminate perceived threats or deter others from similar actions. So we have to be careful how to look at it from the other side. The burn, yes. The police director gave his news conference, blamed the media, said officials are involved, which they would not name, all those things in our own. We have to look at the other side and the president's son, whether he will be able to leave this country to go out. Because drug cartels, they're all over, they're everywhere. The people you said, you hear the thing, they say coordinated tracking. That's how we have to look at. It's not just saying, oh, cocaine burst, oh, the government doing that, oh, the government, the CDC government drug in the country. They use Liberia as a breeding ground. That thing there for me right now, another issue that I'm feeling, that whole thing there, that decades. You got to look at it from the other side. And those guys, even, let's assume that you say you're giving the people drug back, you get them back. Drug dealer, you get a drug back. You get their money back. They stay, the person who betrayed them, they can never leave that person. That's why drug dealer don't let to be exposed. And you don't betray a drug cartel. You don't. The whole operation is a wall, WORLD, war by itself. And their wall is no nonsense thing. All right. So that's it. We'll see ya. I mean, Jackson said drug cartel goes after the betrayed family. Eh? Yeah. They go that route too. Yeah, they are one of the most terrible gangs on planet Earth. Yes, very true. Yeah. All right. So that's it. I see you. Yeah, please join us tonight. The man of the hour, the doctor of the night, the teacher of the land, the light of the nation, the evangelist, and Anthony at law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues. You don't want to miss it. That will be at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning at 7, Israel Ball we are seeing it's in with Let's Talk About It. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. Shalom.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5.